Ugh, why does my hair always look a state? I'm the kind of girl, you have a full face of makeup, hair, don't care. Hi little pickles, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing this nude glowy summer look. If you want to see how I achieve this look, then just carry on watching. First things first, we are going to spritz our face and cool ourselves down in this hot weather with the Vichy. This is a mineralizing thermal water and I have been loving this. It is basically like one of those water spritz that you put on your face, but this one has loads and loads of minerals in it and it's meant to be really good for your skin. So I really like using this before I put moisturiser on, before I put any makeup on, just to kind of add a little bit of life to this skin and just refresh. And it's such a nice fine mist, but it says you're meant to leave it on for a couple of minutes and then pat dry, but I kind of just like it just drying on its own. Let it do its own thing. How cool are these sleeves, by the way? And plus, oh, this is the moisturiser I'm going to use today. Guys, get ready for the bougie. Well, not really, because I didn't buy it as a free sample, but how cute is this? This, I just entered this. I think it was on like a Facebook thing, where it was like a free sample of La Mer, and I was like, ooh, La Mer. And I thought it would be, you know, just like a little sachet, you know, like normal samples that you get, because I'm like a sample whore. Like, I have got drawers and drawers of packets of samples. Like, I'm just addicted. But they sent this. I only applied for it the other day. It says La Mer on there. Little velvet bag. Inside, a little bit of paper, you know, on what it is. Little box. It's a tiny, mini little La Mer. This is the Moisturising Cool Gel Cream. Now, this is 3 mils, 3.5 mils. Now, I looked online and 30 mils of this is £120. So that means this is like £12. That's crazy. I was well chuffed with this. Thanks, La Mer. So that is actually dry now on my face. Can you see it kind of adds like a nice little sheen to the face? I really like it. I really do. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Now on here it says like you're meant to pop it on, but like rub it in, and actually I think it said you're meant to rub it between your fingers first, but you're meant to, like, I don't know, activate the coolness or something. But I'm just gonna dab it on. Oh, it does feel quite cool, quite tingly. I like it, and it smells divine. Next up, I am just going to pop a little bit of the SMASHBOX Colour Correcting Blend Primer just on my apples of my cheeks and on my nose, just a little bit. Just dab that in. I always find that these are my problem areas. I don't like putting primer all over my face because I feel like it's pointless, because my forehead's not too bad. Sometimes I might put a little bit here, but my cheeks and my nose are where my biggest pores are and where my problem areas are. For my foundation today, I'm going to use the STILA Stay All Day foundation in the shade Light. I love this foundation. I got it the other day, but the thing I love most about it is it's a pump. So you press, oh my god, I can't speak. You press this. Can you see the foundation comes out? So it's really hygienic. It's just like one pump, boom, it's sealed. Love it. So I'm going to take my damp EcoTools blender and I'm just going to first off just dab this around my face, just from the top of the foundation bottle, just where it's pumped out. And I'm just going to dab this round evenly. I always like to go down the neck. My neck recently, I've had loads of like spots come up on my neck and I don't know why. Like whether it's the heat, my body just doesn't like it, or whether I've been using something that's irritating it, I don't know. So I'm going to take my damp sponge and I'm just going to dab that into the skin. Now this is going to be a kind of nude glow. For the going into the summer, like I love that kind of look where you don't really look like you have that much makeup on. because I always think that if you have like a really thick layer of foundation on and you step out in the sun, like it's really noticeable how much makeup you have on. Unfortunately, like even though the sun is so beautiful and in some lights can make your makeup look popping, if you are up close to somebody who's got like a full cake face on in the sun, it just looks horrendous. Now I've only put one pump all over my face, which may not seem like that much to some people, but you do get quite a lot in that pump. But we're going to go back in with like a liquid highlight, and then we're going to conceal the problem areas so we don't have too much of a thick layer of foundation on. So when we layer up the powder, it's not going to look too cakey. So if this looks a little bit sheer for you, then don't worry, because this is basically just evening out our skin tone, and then we're just gonna conceal the bad areas. Now that that's all on, I'm going to take my liquid highlighter. Now this is the Maybelline Master Strobing liquid highlighter, and this one is in the shade Light Iridescent. This is a really nice liquid highlighter. The only thing I will say is that you can't put it on over the top of powder because it does break up, but to be honest, I haven't found a lot of liquid highlighters that you can do that with. They do kind of cake up and just don't look very nice over the top of powder. But I like to use a liquid highlighter in with my foundation, then put the powder on, or use, if I'm not putting powder over the liquid highlighter, to put a little bit of powder highlighter over the top of the liquid, which really makes it pop. I'm just going to use the other side of this sponge, and I'm just going to pat that into the skin, like I've just kind of dabbed it where I want it, and I'm just going to dab it in just so it's a lot more seamless. So as you can see, like it just adds like a really nice glow to the face. Like it's not like a harsh line, it's just kind of like, ooh, I'm glistening in the sun. Which we definitely need in the UK at the minute, because we had like 2 days of sun, and then we're like, oh okay, the summer's over, okay, bye, thanks hon. Right, so now that that's done, I'm then going to go back in with a concealer, and I'm just going to conceal any of the areas that are bugging me. So for my under eyes, I'm going to use the 17 Stay Up to 18 Hour concealer, and this is in the shade Extra Fair. This is a really inexpensive, nice concealer, and I'm just going to pop that under the eye. I'm not going to do like a full kind of contour on the face. I'm just going to conceal the under eye darkness basically, because I'm tired. And then for any other points on my face, because it's always good if you're using a concealer to conceal spots or any other kind of problem areas on your face, to get a concealer that actually matches your skin. If you're trying to highlight, then obviously you go lighter, but if you're trying to spot conceal, anything like that, don't go for too many shades lighter, because it's just going to look obvious as what you've done. So I'm just going to use the Gosh. This is the CCC stick, and this is a contour, cover and conceal stick, and this is in the shade 004 medium, and it's just like a little kind of concealer stick, and I'm just going to pop that on the bottoms of my cheeks just here, because these bits always just look really bad, just around my nose, just a little bit there, and then I've got a couple of spots just on the side and on my neck. Just going to pop that just along my jawline. I've just got a couple of spots down there, so I'm just going to spot conceal those. I don't know where my little sponge has gone, my little my other Eco Tools sponge. It's completely disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm just going to have to use this one. Normally I would use a smaller sponge, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'm just going to use this one, and I'm just going to go in under the eye just with the slanted point, and I'm just going to dab that in. Now if your sponge does start getting really dry, I really love spritzing it with a little bit of the BADESCU facial spray. Just spritz it on, and it's really nice. Like, it makes your skin just feel really fresh and hydrated. Before I blend in the rest of the concealer on my face, I'm just going to set my under eyes. So to set my under eyes, I'm just going to use VICHY DERMABLEND powder, and I'm just going to pop that on like a little foundation brush. I've been really liking doing this recently, just because I feel like it's more precise and you kind of pack on more powder. I've been really loving using a beauty blender for powder for my face, where it like blurs into your skin, but I feel like a foundation brush for underneath your eyes is really nice, because you pat it on like flat, and I just feel like it just kind of gets into all those creases, because sometimes I feel like when you put powder under your eyes it can make it look really, really creasy, and I like it like this. I'm just gonna continue blending in the concealer on the rest of my face. Just make sure that that's all blended in. Now for powder for the rest of the face, I'm not going to use a matte powder because we want this to be quite glowy and luminescent. So I'm going to use the STILA. This is the 60 watts illuminating powder, and this is in the shade 60 watts. And this is actually a refill one that I bought, which is still in its refill packaging. But I'm basically just going to take that with a Bare Minerals, this is the Soft Focus face brush. I'm just going to swirl that in, tap off the excess. Now this is a foundation powder, so you do have to be careful with your shade, it's not translucent. But this is quite a forgiving powder in the fact that if it is a little bit too dark for you, because it is illuminating and because it's not high coverage, it can actually look quite nice. Like it just kind of gives you like a kind of bronzed effect rather than, oh my god, I'm orange. Then for a little bit of bronzer, tiny little bit of contour, I'm just going to use the Bare Minerals. Now this is a matte powder. Now I am going to use a kind of shimmery bronzer over top, and this is my reasoning for it, because you don't want your whole face to just be like shimmer, 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 because it will just look ridiculous. So this is in the shade C30 Medium Tan, and this is actually the foundation, but I like to use this because this is too dark for me. I like to use this as like a kind of contour. I'm just going to take this brush, this is just from Superdrug, the Studio brush. It's just like a kind of flat top brush. I'm just going to swirl that in, tap off the excess, and just do a slight kind of contour going on, not like a harsh contour, and then just up around the forehead. Then I'm just going to take this is the Physicians Formula, the one that I recently did a review on. This is the Happy Powder, and I just absolutely, oh Jesus, what is wrong with me today? Oh no, absolutely just love this powder, just love it, just for an all over glow. It's so pretty. I literally just swirl my brush in, tap it off, and then just brush it all over. It doesn't really have much colour to it, but I feel like it just gives like a kind of even kind of bronzed glow to the face. Then for blush, I'm going to use the W7. This is the Very Vegan powder blush. This is in the shade Maple Mist. I love this brand W7. Like, they have some really, really good products, and they're so cheap. And this is a really, really big pan size. You've got a big mirror in there. Really, really pretty. It's like a little heart, and they are really, really pigmented. So I'm just going to swirl that in and tap it off. And I really, really like this blush, because even though it does have an ever so slight shimmer to it, it's not really, really shimmery, because I don't know about you guys, but I find it so difficult to find a matte blush. And then what I like to do is, after I've done that, because sometimes, you know, when you get like the edges and you think, oh my god, that looks a little bit too pink, is just take the brush that I used for the bronzer and just blend in those edges, just so it looks just seamless, like you're just flushed. And before I put my highlighter on, I am going to use the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. Now I love this just because it's hydrating, even though it's a powder, and it does add like a really nice sheen to the skin for some reason. The only downside to this, which it just must be the fineness of it, but when you use it I feel like it literally gets in your mouth, up your nose, and I can't breathe, but you'll see in a second. I just don't know. I'm just going to take a big powder brush, pop that in, and I'm just going to dust it all over the face. It's really hard to talk when you use this powder because it's so fine. So as you can see, the face is looking kind of glowy, fresh. We don't look like we've got too much on, even though we do. We're in denial. But for highlight, my trusty sleek makeup palette. This is the Solstice highlight palette, which I've been using forever, and I buy so many highlighters, but every day I still come back to this, so I just can't go to any others at the moment. And I love the peach shade down here. So I mean, I've been using this every day for ages, and it doesn't even look like I've used it. It's just crazy. And I'm just going to pop that. I just love this highlight so much. It's just so pretty. Just so pretty. Again, I always like to do it above the eyebrows. I don't know why. I don't know where I saw that or what I don't think I actually see people doing this, but I don't know. I just like it. Next up, brows. Now I'm going to punch you in a little bit closer. Excuse the eyebrows because I'm going to sort them out, but there are some stray hairs going on, so just ignore me. So for the eyebrows, I've been kind of over eyebrows recently. Like, I don't know what it is when people, I'm just sick to death of seeing really thick drawn on eyebrows. I don't know what it is. I'm just over it. I can't look at it anymore. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same? She says as she's just about to pencil in her eyebrows. But this is the Max Factor Brow Shaper. I love this product. But yeah, it comes with a little spoolie on the end, so we can just spoolie our eyebrows into perfection, and then use the small little tip, and we are just going to lightly define our eyebrows. So I'm just going to spoolie that through. For eyeshadow, I'm just going to use, this is a really inexpensive makeup palette. This is the Makeup Revolution. This is the Matte Edit, and these are some really nice matte kind of nude neutral shades. You got like a pop of red in here, which is really nice. But first off, I'm just going to take my Bold Metals. This is the 203 by Real Techniques. I'm just going to take this yellow colour just here. I always like to use like a yellow when I'm going to do a nude, just because it neutralises the base. Just going to pop that basically all over. Like, it doesn't really have that much of a colour, just so I can just neutralise the eye area. And we are going to add a little bit of shimmer to the eye, but right now I want to keep it matte. So I'm going to take this light kind of pink mauve shade in the middle, and I'm just going to pop that all over the eyelid. Then I'm just going to take this darker mauve colour, and I'm just going to pop this on the outer corner. Now these colours are quite understated, but they're really nice for daytime. Like, they're just a really kind of dusky kind of colours, just really nice to just kind of have a subtle daytime look. It's not like a nighttime pow in your face colour, but they're really pretty. So literally I'm just working that into the crease of the eye and just slightly up, just so we've got a kind of a little bit of definition there. Then just from the Too Faced Love palette, I'm just going to take the matte brown that's just in there, just because it's quite a neutral brown, and I'm going to use that to kind of carve out this outside section a little bit more. We're going to keep the eyes quite natural and quite understated. We are going to pop a little bit of shimmer on there, but I'm just going to take that colour as well and run it just underneath the lower lash line. And then for the shimmer, I'm just going to take this studio brush from Superdrug. These are so inexpensive and so good, these brushes. I'm just going to wet it with a bit of the Mario Badescu spray. And then I'm just going to go back into the Love palette, and I'm going to take this kind of gold peach shimmer just at the top here. This one is the shade Cherish. And I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to pop that in the centre of the eye. And that just kind of like ties in the whole look together. It's not too overpowering, but it's just like a nice little, like when you shut your eye, like a nice little shimmer going on. Really pretty. I'm just going to take a little bit of the other side of this, the lighter shade, which is the shade Devotion, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that. I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. Now I'm not going to put any fake eyelashes on, just because I want this to be quite a natural look. I don't really wear fake eyelashes that much, so I feel like in every single makeup tutorial, if I put fake lashes on, it's not really indicative of how it's going to look on an everyday basis. And I think this is a kind of look that you can wear on an everyday basis, so I like to keep it like that. So for mascara, I've been loving this combination recently. I've got two mascaras that I'm going to use. So I've got both Lash Domination. So they're both by Bare Minerals. This one is the Petite Precision Brush. This is a volumizer mascara in Intense Black. Now I love this because the brush is so tiny, it's so petite, and I use this for my lower lashes. Now this would be such an amazing mascara if any of you guys struggle with a massive mascara brush. Like if you have smaller eyes and you're like every mascara you're like getting it all over the place, this would be the mascara for you, because this is like one of the smallest mascara brushes I've ever seen. and it literally just gets into every little eyelash, and it doesn't go all over the place. It's quite a hard brush, like a plastic brush, so you don't feel like the bristles are hitting your face. It's just so compact and so petite. Like, look how good that is. It's just such a nice mascara. Love it. Like, obviously you don't need to buy 2 mascaras, one for the top, one for the bottom, but I just so happened to have that, and I didn't like it for my top lashes, so I just kind of forgot about it. And then I tried it on my bottom lashes and I was like, oh my god, I love it. And this is the Lash Domination. This is again in Intense Black, but this is obviously the bigger brush. And absolutely, this is my ride or die mascara. Like, I cannot put this mascara down. Ben Minerals, I feel, are like really overlooked on the YouTube community. Like, nobody ever really talks. Oh, Hannah, really? And it's just a really, really nice volumizing mascara. For the lips, now one little trick I've been trying recently is to use a little bit of oil on my lips before I apply a liquid matte. Sometimes, even though my lips could be okay, like they're not really, really moisturised, but they're not really dry, I put a matte on and they just look crusty and horrible. So what I'm going to use, if I don't drop it all over the place, is a little bit of grapeseed oil. Now this is just from Holland & Barrett. It's really inexpensive. I use this on my face every single night. Not too much, because I feel like if I put too much it's just going to slip and slide, do you think? For lip liner, I'm just going to use the Makeup Academy. This is the Caramel Nougat. And I'm just going to line my lips. I think I'm going to go with the lipstick. Favourite, the Bossa Nova Model Co lipstick. I think I'm going to do it because I just, every time I see this, I don't know what it is, I'm just obsessed. Actually went on really, really nice with the oil underneath. I'm going to spritz my face with the Mario Badescu face spray. This is the rose one. Honey. And that is it. That is our nude glow summer look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love making it. Oh, don't you just love a glowy face? Just love a glowy face. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if that's what you want to do. And I'll see you on the next video. Love you.